Hey guys, I'm here with the two goal scorers, Conan Byrne and Kenny Brown. It's not often we see you score, Kenny, but it's a very important result and a very important goal.
Yeah, great result. Puts us top of the table now. Big win considering we gave away 2 sloppy goals, and it's also nice to kind of clean sheet or get on the score sheet. So delighted.
Conan, you know, it's, as I say, a very, very important result against a team who are looking like they're going to be title challengers. Obviously, the last 2 results maybe not the best for them, but like other than that, they've been a very strong side.
They have, but it goes to show how far we've come in the last couple of games. I thought we dominated from start to finish. We were the only team that wanted to win the game. We were very positive from the outset, and as Kenny said, we had just 2 sloppy goals, but thankfully we scored 3 and won the game.
It's not been the best of starts to the season for St. Pat's, but they're really looking to come into their own now, and the side really seems to have settled.
Yeah, well, we've won 6 out of 7 now, I think it is, isn't it? And so it's we didn't start well. We didn't start well last year either, and we got going after a few games, and likewise this season. So we'll just kick on to UCD next week. So we'll begin then.
A lot of new players coming in, like Liam has obviously decided to bring in a wealth of midfield players mainly, but what has it been like in the dressing room this year as opposed to last year? Is it very different, or is it still pretty similar?
Better players, I think, more competition, so it's a good thing. You know, you see the likes of Greg Bulger and Killian Brennan both nominated for Player of the Year and nominated for Player of the Year sitting on the bench, so that'll just go to show you that there's no one in this team guaranteed a game, to be honest with you. So it's great, like, and I think it'll stand us in good stead, especially going into the Champions League in July, that where we're going to have to use everyone. And probably compared to last year, this year I think there's no one probably better on the pitch and you're on the bench, you know what I mean? Like, we're just so strong the whole way through the team. So no, it's great. It's a great problem, and the lads have been great. Like, you know, there's no one sulking or whinging that they're not playing. So as Conan said, we've won 6 and drew 1 of our last 7. So we've really clicked now, and I think as long as we keep playing where we are, if we can keep a few clean sheets that we did last year, I think we'll be very, very close to the top at the end of the year.
Technically speaking, it's probably one of the best leagues we've seen in years. Like, obviously 2 high-profile players came back this season in Keith and Stephen McPhail, but a lot of other players have really shown that they are talented individuals and playing quite well technically in the league. Possibly the best technical league we've seen in the time either of you have been playing.
Yeah, it's very technical. Like, even the Cork young fellas are very, very good technically, and obviously at Dundalk, it's they're playing great brand of football, and like ourselves. So in fairness, I think it's the coaching as well. Most of the managers in this league want to play with a passing brand, like the likes of Trevor and Stephen and Liam and Ian in Sligo. So as long as you get the ball on the ground, technical players will show what they can do, and thankfully this season, as you said, it's lovely to see.
Just one of the young lads, just want to give a mention, is Sean Hoare.
Of course, yeah.
He's by far the best in the half, potentially in this league, I think. And I think it's a joy to play beside him, to be honest with you. And I think he has a great chance of furthering his career, to be honest with you.
And he was maybe a shock inclusion the time that he played against Shamrock Rovers, and he really established himself.
Well, he wasn't for us. No. You know, he played. We knew, didn't we? Like, we seen him playing last year, and we all knew that he was going to come through and probably be like first choice, to be honest with you. So it's not a shock to us, and it's no surprise that he's been this good. And to be honest with you, he'll get better. Like, he'll get a lot better.
And lads, this question really it goes for more so for you, Conan, because in terms of scoring goals, it's probably been more difficult this year with a lot of teams. Like last year, St. Pat's, they weren't exactly a surprise package, but they weren't one of the teams that people were genuinely saying like they're likely going to win the league. Sligo Rovers were probably the favourites last year, but this year a lot of teams have been going out, and you've been the team to beat. Yeah,
sure. That's what you get when you're champions, and we'll get that throughout the season, and we have to take that on the chin every time we go out and play, and hopefully what we do on the pitch counts, and we get the 3 points at the end of the game. That's all that matters, whether they play at 100% or 90% in some cases, but they'll always play when they're playing the champions. They'll always raise your game, and we seen that tonight. Like they were happy enough to take the draw. When they got back, they weren't going forward, and thankfully then we kind of took advantage and deserved the 3 points. Yeah.
Alright, thanks. Liam, that's a tough result, obviously, especially considering you got that late goal, and it looked like you had the momentum going into that last 5 minutes.
Yeah, obviously it's gutting to concede so late on, but yeah, what can I say? It was a tough game, and we knew it was going to be tough. We knew they'd have a lot of the ball, and I thought we dealt with that very well in the first half, and we got ahead, but I think they started well in the second half, and I'm not too sure where there was a penalty, to be honest, from where I was standing. Again, a lot of questionable decisions again tonight. But anyway, no, it's just frustrating, to come back and to get into it, and last minute of the game, it's probably poor defending from us to let the chance come about, but you just have to take it on the chin. You have to move on, and we've got another game next week, so we just have to get our heads right again and push on.
Obviously, having Dundalk and St. Pat's so soon after each other, they're two obviously of probably the toughest games you're going to have to play this season. But like barring last week, you definitely you played very well tonight, and you showed that you can be title challengers.
Definitely, look, I don't know about title challengers, but at the same time, we don't fear anyone. There is top teams, and look at Pats tonight, they've a lovely football team. Dundalk, again, very tough, good football side. But we know ourselves that when we play to our potential, then we can match anyone. So, tonight, last week, disappointing nights, but we have to dress ourselves down. We've got good experience in that dressing room. Got a lot of young players too, so we have to look for a reaction now next week.
How different has it been this season from maybe the other seasons you would have been at Cork?
Yeah, look, I was delighted to get the opportunity to come back. There's a lot of boys I played with back then that are here now still, so there's a great mix. As I said, very disappointing tonight, but we have to look to bounce back now.
What's it like having John as the manager? He's obviously a very different manager than you maybe would have had with anyone else, even in England or in Australia.
Yeah, look, he's a great guy. He's very passionate about it, and I think he's instilled into us, that when we put on the jersey, that what it means to play for Cork City, we all understand that. And while tonight was disappointing, I don't think you could fault anyone for effort again. And there's a great attitude, and it's a pleasure to play for him.
You're obviously yourself, without wanting to sound cocky or anything, you'd be one of the better sort of technical on the ground players, and for a Cork team where a long time in the League of Ireland when you would have been here the last time, it would have been a lot more ball in the air. Have you found it a bit easier playing a lot of on the ground football this year?
Yeah, as you said, technically most of the top sides, they all play good football, so we've got a lot of good young technical players as well, and if I can help them improve any aspect of the game, obviously they're all coming into it for the first 2 seasons. A few boys played last year as well, so that's what you want. Fans want to come and watch football played on the floor, and that's how it should be played.
Alright, thanks. Liam Buckley, definitely the result you would have liked in Cork. They pushed you literally all the way to the end.
They did. I thought, in fairness, we played quite well. A 2-1 for Sillett back into the game, a sloppy goal. Disappointed me, but I'm delighted they showed a bit of character, our fellas, and dug at it and kept at it till the final few minutes, and it's great to get a late winner.
Obviously they've been on good form barring last week's result, and they have been looking like one of the challengers for your title. And what did you make of their performance overall tonight?
They had a way of playing. They were fairly direct in their style today. I've seen them playing and passing it better, but they were sort of one-dimensional relation of getting it forward and making sure they put us under pressure from that end. We had a slightly different game plan where we tried to pass it and whatever, and that's it. I thought we played quite well. I think John would have been delighted at 2-2 at that stage. We were disappointed, say, the way we gave them that fourth goal, the second goal, should I say. But overall, I think if anybody was going to win, it would have been us.
It seems like the conditions, especially looking at Cork's equaliser there, it seemed like the conditions were really playing havoc with the way St. Pat's like to play football.
Listen, it rained, but listen, the pitch is in fantastic condition. The ground staff done a brilliant job with it here. It's just Jerry just left the ball short. That's it. If he puts a bit more weight in that, the keeper gets it, kicks up the park, and it probably would have finished 2-1. From to go and get that goal to get it to 2-2, obviously puts a bit of pressure in the last few minutes. But listen, I'm delighted that we got out with a win.
Finally, obviously a lot of talk in the start of the season about the amount of midfield players in the St. Pat squad, and they've really shown the squad depth in the last while. With a lot of games, there's a lot of games coming up as well with Europe not too far away now as well.
They'll all play their part. We have got a very good squad. I'm delighted with it. They're all working extremely hard. I think we've turned the corner in relation to getting results and our performances. I think we're playing better over the last few weeks. We need to maintain that performance, and if we do that, I've no doubt we'll be very competitive.
Alright, thanks. Keith Fahey, very good result, especially considering the lateness of that Cork equaliser.
Yeah, I think saying that if we hadn't won that game, it would have been a disaster, because I'd say in the possession stakes we were well above. I think first half especially, they'd never laid a glove on us. They just late tackles, fouls, and went 1-0 up, but it would have been a travesty if we didn't win the game,
if you're into the second series of games now, how have you found your first series of games back in Ireland?
It was a bit stop-start for me at the start. Actually, I had a couple of knocks, eased me way back into it. I'm starting to find a little bit of fitness now, and I'm starting to enjoy games. I'm starting to enjoy playing with the players in the team, and we seem to be clicking a little bit now at the moment, you know.
You mentioned the few knocks. They were a bit of a scare for the Pats fans, obviously, considering where you've come from.
Yeah, they were a scare for me, you know. I took a bad one against Dean Ryan over there, knock on the knee, but and then a bad knock against Joseph and Dow, which was bruised for, I don't know how long, but knocks are alright. I can handle knocks. It's just if anything else, I'd be slightly worried, but everything seems to be in good shape now at the moment, and I seem to be finding a little bit of fitness and feeling sharper in each game, you know.
St. Pat's really are playing a nice flowing brand of football, possibly like themselves and probably Dundalk, the best footballing teams in the league, and it suits you being one of the probably the better like technical footballers in the league.
Yeah, well, it suits Liam's only signs players that want to play football, like, and you see Lee Lynch, James Chambers, Greg Boljak, Killian Brennan, you know. Everyone can handle the ball, and that's what he wants at the club. So it was I'm enjoying the role and playing in the team, and there's always options for you on the ball, so I'm enjoying it, you know.
Coming up to Europe time, you haven't played a European game since it would have been Birmingham in the Europa League a while ago. Are you looking forward to getting into the playing Champions League?
To be honest, I haven't thought about it. I'm just, again, not to put it down on it, but I'm just taking each game as it comes, and when it comes round, it's great, like, you know, and hopefully we get a good draw on that, like, and I'm looking forward to it, obviously, but I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
Do you know, like, with the amount of midfielders at the club, you've been when you've been fit, you've been one of the mainstays in that side, and like it must be huge to see that the players coming off the bench, like 2 players who were nominated for PFAI Player of the Year last year, one of whom who won it, just coming off the bench. Like it's quite a wealth of talent to have.
Oh, well. It's brilliant. Like, Killian done brilliant for the goal. Daryl Kavanagh and Conan scored it, but yeah, that's it. Like, I know lads will be disappointed, and I was left out when I come back from an injury as well, so it comes around and roundabouts, you know. Like, I'm around football long enough to know that things can change, like, you know, in a day or two, you know. You might not be playing, you might get a shout that you're playing, you play well and you stay in, like, so everyone's got to just stick with it. I know, like, lads will be frustrated that they're not playing, but at the moment they can't really argue because we're winning games, and Killian them again, like, he was brilliant for the goal, so it gives the manager something to think about. At least lads are coming on and doing something for the team. They're not coming on giving out, and, you know, so it's good for the squad morale as well, you know.
Alright, thanks very much.